A very good evening to one and all present here. Before our dignitaries are joined, I want to share one thing, one achievement for our EE department. It's my pleasure to share that we get opportunity to participate poster presentation competition and a video making competition organized by IEEE Prakash Bharati India 2022. And I'm delighted to share that, in which our students taken part with enthusiasm, and because of that we are scored 3rd position in that competition. So I'm happy to share that video with you all guys. So please have a look that video. Anand, go ahead. I, Sandhya Srivastava, as an advisor of IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group SRMCEM Lucknow, I deem it a great honor and privilege to welcome you all for the celebration of International Day of Light 2022. Sri Ram's Group Memorial College of Engineering and Management, Electrical Engineering Department, in the collaboration of IEEE Prakash Bharati India and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, organizing poster presentation competition on Light Day and Photonics.
Prakash Bharati is a monthly newsletter of Indian chapter of IEEE Photonic Society. Prakash Bharati aims to provide more photonic technology from around the globe and help the reader to magnify and maximize their curiosity and vision. I am Rishika Pandey as a secretary of IEEE PES student chapter. I'm here to provide a glimpse of the poster presentation competition of Light Day and Photonics in celebration of International Day of Light 2022. The students of Electrical Engineering Department enthusiastically took part in the poster presentation.
As a head of the department, Electrical Engineering, it is a great honor for me to organize the program Poster Presentation Competition on Light Day and Photonics on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Thanks IEEE Prakash Bharati for giving us the opportunity.
During Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that is Amrit Kal, as in nation is celebrating 75 years of Indian independence, I, on behalf of all the stakeholders of Sri Ram Swarup Memorial College of Engineering Management, feel happy to share that the institute has organized a poster competition on Light Day and Photonics in coordination with IEEE Prakash Bharati India, in which students have participated in large number with lot of enthusiasm. So I congratulate all the organizers of the events that through this kind of platform we are getting mentorship of such iconic figures who are well known not only at a national level but also at a global level, such as Dr. Naresh Chandji and Professor Manpreet Singh Manna. So I wish all the best to IEEE Prakash Bharati India initiatives in futures ahead.
I think some more participants are joined. Please again show that video until our guests are joined that particular event. Thank you. Amber, please repeat that video.
Sandhya ma'am,
Yes, sir.
join, and within 5 minutes we will start the program.
Okay, sir. I Srivastava as an advisor of IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group SRMCEM Lucknow, I deem it a great honor and privilege to welcome you all for the celebration of International Day of Light 2020. Sri Ramsru Memorial College of Engineering and Management, Electrical Engineering Department, in the collaboration of IEEE Prakash Bharati India and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, organizing poster presentation competition on Light Day and Photonics.
Prakash Bharati is a monthly newsletter of Indian chapter of IEEE Photonic Society. Prakash Bharati aims to provide more photonic technology from around the globe and help the reader to magnify and maximize their curiosity and vision. I am Rishika Pandey as a secretary of IEEE PES student chapter. I'm here to provide a glimpse of the poster presentation competition of Light Day and Photonics in celebration of International Day of Light 2022. The students of Electrical Engineering Department enthusiastically took part in the poster presentation.
As a head of the department, Electrical Engineering, it is a great honor for me to organize the program poster presentation competition on Light Day and Photonics on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Thanks IEEE Prakash Bharati for giving us the opportunity.
During Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that is Amrit Kal, as a nation is celebrating 75 years of Indian independence, I, on behalf of all the stakeholders of Sri Ramsru Memorial College of Engineering and Management, feel happy to share that the institute has organized a poster competition.
Amber,
Yes, sir.
yes, we are going to start the program within couple of minutes. Okay, the speakers are going to join.
Okay, sir. So the voice was not audible then.
Now my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to start program shortly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Amber, we will start the program shortly. Our honorable chief guest is going to join. And
Dr. Khadam sir is joining.
yes,
Sir is joining.
Good evening,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Honorable Director, sir. And sir, Ashish Kumar Singh, sir, also has joined, our Honorable Speaker for today. Honorable Director, sir.
Yes. So I think please keep a track. Sir is joining, chief guest of the function, and as soon as sir join, in fact, I welcome Professor Ashish sir also, and we will be doing it formally later also.
Rishika,
Sir is there. Means you can start with the program with the kind permission of chief guest.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Very nice. Rishika,
Yes, sir.
Rishika, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now our Honorable Chief Guest, and as per the permission of Honorable Director, sir, now you can start the program, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. A very good evening to one and all present here today. I am Rishika Pandey, serving as Secretary of IEEE PES SRMCEM chapter. A leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, is a very famous saying by John C. It is a moment of extreme pleasure. Welcome you all to this program of Membership Development Program and Leadership Training, organizing by Department of Electrical Engineering SRMCEM. Today, we are attending this session for inauguration ceremony of Day 1 program. On behalf of the IEEE UP section, Y Affinity Group, IEEE PES chapter, IEEE SPS chapter, I offer my regards to all the dignitaries and people joining us. I convey my regards to Chief Guest of the Day, Honorable Professor Sn Singh Sir is the Director of IEEE UP section from IIITM Gwalior. Sir is a past chairman of IEEE India Council. Thank you so much, sir, for joining and accepting our invitation and coming over for the session. We also welcome our honorable guest of honor, Dr. Satish Kumar Singh. Sir is the chairman of IEEE UP section from IIIT Prayagraj. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Now, I would like to introduce our IEEE UP section MD committee, who are serving with a great dedication for organizing this program. Members of design committee are Ankit Gupta, Indradev Pratap Bharti, Ishita Trivedi, and Kamal Bajpayee. Members of anchoring committee are Ambar Mishra, Anant Verma, Rishika Pandey, Umehani Fatima, and others. Members of promotional committee are Pranav Raj Verma, Saurabh Ghosh, and Anuj Sarooj. Now, most humbly, I would like to hand over to Honorable Professor Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, Sir, Director of SRMCEM Lucknow, for welcome address. So please.
Thank you, I, on behalf of all the stakeholders, including our founders, Engineer Pankaj Agrawalji, Engineer Pooja Agrawalji, and other management committee members, as well as on behalf of the organizing committee of this program, that is IEEE SRMCEM, feel honored on personal as well as on professional front to welcome our chief guest of the day, Professor Sn Singh sir, who is a charismatic academic leader, and of course he is director of Indian Institute of Information Tech, as well as former Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mother.
Network issue, that's not the sound is coming broken sound. Everyone is facing same problem, or it is me?
No, sir. Actually, director sir is facing a technical issue. That's
Yeah,
why voice
Okay,
is
okay.
breaking.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
No issue, no issue. Then I
Yes,
thought
sir.
it is my internet is weak. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible, Dr. Khadim?
Yes, honorable director, sir, your voice is breaking, but now you are clearly audible. Now you are audible, sir.
Yeah. So my
Yes.
initial part also was I
No,
audible?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was completely breaking. So,
Okay.
yes, sir.
In fact, thank you, organizing committee, for giving me this honor. I, on behalf of the founders of Institute, founder of the Institute, as well as IEEE SRMCEM branch, feel honored to welcome all those who are on board right now. And in particular, I really feel honored to welcome a charismatic academic leader, Professor Sn Singh sir, who is an exceptional mentor, as well as whatever tasks sir has taken, whether it's being a vice chancellor of Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, or as a chairman of IEEE Council in past, or as a IIT Kanpur professor of a repute at a national and international level. Sir have always made a change. So I think we could not have a better person to really address us as a mentor, because even all the academicians who are here, and as well as for the students, I think his word and address will be something to treasure and learn to move ahead and make a significant contribution. So sir, it's on personal behalf as well as on a professional behalf, on behalf of organizing committee, and as well as on UP section behalf, it's always an honor to have your blessings. So your address and your patronage and your tips will be very instrumental. We feel privileged to have you in this program. And I also welcome Professor Ashish Kumar Singh sir, who has been instrumental for the change in IEEE Lucknow region. And he has always been a savior whenever we have sought a help at a last minute. And in terms of resource person also, he has been a key figure at a UP section level. Listening to him, I know for all of us it will be quite fruitful. I also feel and acknowledge the presence of Professor Indu Prabha ma'am, who has been a key figure in IEEE SRMCEM branch and has been a contributor in giving a takeoff at institutional level to IEEE. I acknowledge as well as congratulate the convener of this program, Dr. Khadim Moin Siddiqui, along with his organizing team, including Ambar Mishra and all others who have worked in background to really give a shape to this. And the approval by our honorable chairman of UP section, he has been always forthcoming in terms of giving the notes and permission and encouragement, whatever proposal we keep writing, and also helping in the vision along with the Professor Ashish Kumar Singh sir. So I welcome the chairman sir. I know he will be joining shortly because he is in parallel meeting. And all of us are really looking forward to the address of the chief guest. So I myself has been sort of a student, sir. In your presence and in your advice and your mentorship, I think we always, the more we get, more we feel, and we feel benefited also. Even I got the patronage and blessing of sir. So sir has been a great mentor, and we feel overwhelmed. Those whosoever comes in touch with sir feel overwhelmed in terms of the guidance, tip, and the support even when he's not saying something, the way he supports and backs up and keeps supporting by giving the fine tuning. I think that's something which is really something to learn as an extraordinary skill. So I without taking much time, I hand over to the anchor to really proceed with the program. And I also acknowledge the presence of all the HODs, whether Dr. Radhe Shyamji or Dr. Akhil. There are a couple of HODs which I can see in the guest list, along with the students who are really keen for membership development program. And under the mentorship of Sir, as well as the chairmanship of UP section, Professor Satish Singh Sir, the way progress has been in terms of membership development also, that's also testimony to the great leadership right now the UP section has. So there's a lot to learn out of this program, and there are speakers in follow-up also. So over to the anchor. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Dr. Khadim?
Yes, sir. Rishika? Rishika? Rishika?
Mehani, you just take care of it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Dr. Satish Kumar Singh.
Mehani.
Yes, sir.
Our Honorable Chairman, IEEE UP section, is in the parallel meeting as said by our Honorable Director, sir. So kindly proceed to Honorable Chief Guest direct.
Okay, sir. Now, I would like to cordially invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Sn Singh, who is Director at IIITM and Professor at IIT Kanpur, where his groups conducts research encompassing broad areas of power system, quality, renewable energy integration, and electricity market. He has supervised more than 31 PhDs and several master theses and involved with several international projects like USA, UK, Europe, and Thailand. He is fellows of IEEE, IET UK, IEEE, and INAE. He was ranked fourth in top researchers in energy area by DST New Delhi and in top 2% researcher in the energy area in the world by Stanford University ranking. Honorable Sir, kindly bless us with your kind words.
Thank you for your nice words. Thank you very much. Bhavesh, Director of SRMGPC. Satish, Chairman of the section in absentia. He may join whenever he will be free. I can see Ashish Kumar Singh, immediate past chair of UP section, and other executive committee members like Khadim and others are there. And all the student members, head of departments of your college. And having this such a good initiative to have some talk for the membership development in Uttar Pradesh section. No doubt, as I was told, that I'm associated with the IEEE UP section once I joined IIT Kanpur from Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok in 2002. And thereafterwards, the IEEE has seen a lot of various ups and downs and good phases, but now it has gone in such a positive direction that it has now reaching to each and every corners. Lucknow is one of them, and I can say this: your SRM GPC is one of the largest student branch in the world. That is another achievement of the IEEE UP section. Of course, this achievement is due to only the director and all the student members. Those are for the IEEE. In this IEEE means what happens always if you are going to become a member of any professional body. This is just some sort of a community. we say you are the community of some people, even in India, you know, the lot of caste communities are there, a lot of religion community are there, a lot of upper and, you know, the lower societies are there, different sort of the communities are there. So apart from that, this is another professional society, a community, where we all the engineers, not nowadays engineers, means those are having the technological background, even though it is including mechanical engineering, civil engineering, biomedical, all these, those are even the management, the like production, productivity, and all the things, those are involved in for making the technology for humanity. And that is such a largest professional body in the world that is spread over more than 160 countries. This presence is there. Just you can imagine, and we are having approximately more than 4 lakh people. Those are the members of this. So that's such a vast society is basically always trying to do the best for this help for all the corners, starting with the very lower members like student members. Then we are having graduate members. We are having members. We are having senior members. We are having the fellows. And then we are having the life members, our fellows, our senior members, and so on and so forth. So it has a category, and no doubt we invest a lot of money on this membership, but we have to see what output we are getting from those, what benefit we are getting. Normally, we Indians always think if you put 1 rupee somewhere, why not I can get after end of the year, the 2 rupees or some more. So it is not just like a money growing, it is not a bank. It is a bank of knowledge, the bank of elite peoples, where we cannot equate with your cost, what you are putting in. Always you get, we are putting 1 rupees. In the totality, I can say you get more than 100 rupees for 1 rupees in 1 year. So that basically you can connect with the people, you can talk with the people, and you can get a lot of other benefits there. If you are writing your CV that you are the mainstream member of IEEE, it is adding the CV value. Whenever you go for any placement, you are going for the campus, simply if it is related to the membership in the professional society, oh, you are the member of the professional society. So all these things are so important that we should see in this way. Normally, if you go for say anybody become member, first question will be, what will be the cost and what will be the benefit? We human beings never do any work that without having any gain out there. Maybe it is not in the monetary gain, it may be the social gain, it may be recognitions gain, it may be your popularity gain, whatever you can say, or maybe academic gains. So gain of different kinds. And we have to see in that, even though people are saying those are NGO, they say, oh, look, I don't take anything, but I help the needy people or another thing. That's also the socially they are getting. So the gain is always there. I say without gain, only animals roam here and there, only for food. We are the human beings having such a brain. Always we always say, what is the gain if you are becoming any professional member, any society? I'm not saying IEEE, any society. You are being always you say, what is the gain? And that should be evaluated not in terms of the money, in terms of what knowledge you are doing. What is your society and professional, what we are going to know? All these things are very, very important. And you know, the IEEE means the connecting the people, connecting the elite peoples, connecting in the areas, and giving a lot of good, even the platform, like the IEEE standards are the only the standards and best standard in the whole world. Everywhere we follow the standards. What they say, this is the definition of any word or any technology. Everyone follow this. There's the 2 standards, normally the very common IEEE International Electro Commission, that is a European standards, another is the IEEE. So this European Commission, this standards was old one, but the IEEE has overseen it, and now always we say the IEEE standards are there, whether it's a 5G, whether it's whatever the technology, you know, there are the standards we follow. And in that, they are the very, very rich, because all the elite people, they sit together and consult and make it again, that is what is the best for the humanity. That's why you can say the tag name of IEEE is advancing technology for humanity. Always we say, whatever the technology we are developing for humanity, that comes in the umbrella under the IEEE. So the IEEE is so vast, and it is maybe the beginning, you may not feel that, oh, what is the, maybe after 1 year you are evaluating, you are a member, and after 1 year, oh, what is the gain? Because it is the gain you have not seen and you have not utilized. For example, there is a lot of things. One other site is a Collaborate. There's many sites which is free for you that you can become, even though you can access a lot of informations, like even the brains are one, smart cities are one, Many, even though those are councils are there, they are free. They can become free membership, no money. Base you have to become, remaining many things are free. And also with help of IEEE provide a platform whether the student can interact. You can interact with the faculty, you can interact with the experts, and also you can invite even the outside, like the DLs are there, distinguished lecture schemes are there. You can invite any person from outside of the world, that's a renowned and reputed person. It is also recognized by IEEE. It is not that anyone can even become the distinguished lecturer. So based on that, you can invite, and then you write to your section can arrange everything, money, etc. will be paid by IEEE. So the many benefits are there. If you are not taking that note out, the IEEE, once you have become a member, it will come to your door and say, look, this is the pizza for you. This is a goodie for you. This is a technology for you. No, you have to. You have in that platform, and always you should see that's how I can extract what I have put it in that. And that is the membership development growth, always I say, because this question always comes, what is the gain? Why I should become a member? These are the just very basic questions, and that should be asked by anyone. But it is not simply you are giving and then are forgetting, oh, I'll be getting. You can organize many events. You can organize many events. Already IEEE is supporting, RTN is supporting, even though your MGA is supporting. So various level of supports are there. Of course, you cannot say that you can get all the fundings which is given to you. No. They say they are training and making you as a leader for tomorrow. So that the leadership, it is not if they suppose all the funds are all huge money is there, you can organize anything. But now the skill is that you are having the limited resources. In the limited resources, you have to generate the resources. And based on the resources, you can do the best for having for your community, for your group, for your testing. So organize various talks, various events, various competitions, and connect each other. So you can invite this, that other colleges, other IEEE people, even though non-IEEE, they can come and they can interact, and that will enhance your knowledge, enhance your visibility, enhance your connection point. And why we go for the WhatsApp? We are socially connected. We have not met the people, but the WhatsApp we are connected. We meet, no doubt, but IEEE provide the platform where you can also meet face to face, or maybe this type of events like the Zoom and other things. Already due to the Corona, we started this. Now this has become a great practice everywhere. Even though we are in the selections, we are even the admissions, everywhere this now the online and offline blended mode is running. So you can basically, because a person who is coming for a whole day cleaning 1 or 2 days and for 1 hour lectures, that is a very costly affair. But a person can be sitting somewhere, he can deliver the lecture, but no doubt the value of the face-to-face has a tremendous value. I can say it's extreme. That is now it is having the connection. So it's a lot of, even though let's say we are having the importance here, that's the becoming IEEE members and becoming the development of it. So the lot of things should be conveyed to the others. Suppose you are members, okay. Suppose you want to make another members, then how to convince them? How to there is another way to market even what my MBA people are doing. Because you are going to join any company anywhere, you have to convince your product and your technology is a good one. And that is a skill that also it generates from even the growing your stage. So thus we are organizing the events. A lot of things are there. For example, you are organizing one FDP program or maybe 1-day lecture. Now you see what are the teething problems are there. How to approach the person, how to write, how to convince him to invite, and he should agree with your request, because you will be writing many your CVs you are sending here and asking some questions to some of your teachers here that you will be not getting reply. So this is also a skill, a very good skill that you have to convince, you have to talk, you have to write very polite mail, you have to talk to him. If one time he said, okay, I'm busy, next time. So you have to again approach, and finally you may succeed. Sometimes failure may be also there. A person maybe really, truly he will be not available. It is also true. But what we can do, it is a constant, it will give you your encouragement. Always try so that you can get your success and your goal. And that's basically also giving up your value additions, your quality, your personality development. That is a part of this IEEE. So along with the technical and the knowledge and other things which you can get, along with you can also get various other things which is the required for your nowadays in this competitive age, where not only knowledge is good enough, you should have the professionally active in the different forums. You are professionally active, your personality should be developed, and you should make all these things. So these are the various things that is a very important aspect, which must be now looked into, and IEEE is a platform which is giving you all these your valuations. And that's why I say, dear our students, faculty members, become here and try to get it advantage of that. It is not becoming and after that silent. Try to do activities, try to write, explore what to get. Go on the IEEE.org. For some memberships, there are certain benefits. Those are not members, there are certain benefits. So that and that, I'm sure this your student membership are very, very low compared to the what we pay in the professional. But always I believe we are getting many, many good knowledge, a lot of even the value insight, and our research and other things even though also improved upon. So this I can say in the membership development, IEEE Uttar Pradesh sections give a lot of impetus, and no doubt this Bhavesh Chauhan is very active. I am watching continuously him from a very, very long time. When he was not Inauguration director, he was not even though at that time BBD. Before that, he was even though earlier he was faculty in the BBD, then he went to the ABS IT. He was the director there. He was in the part of XCOM. He was very busy there. Finally, again, he came back to Lucknow and he started acting. Due to his effort, now in the Lucknow is going to be one of the boom for the IEEE membership. Earlier, it was only NCR region. Only NCR region. It was there, and the few here and there like IITs, because we are getting the refund money and students are not getting, but it is they are managing. So all the centrally funded institutes like Triple IT, MNIT, ITBHU, IIT Kanpur, and many other like Gorakhpur, other AMUs. So they are having the clusters of the membership and the NCR region, because it was very close to Delhi and it was growing. We were not very concentrated. But now the Lucknow is going to be hub of this membership. And that is basically only, I can say, thanks to this Bhavesh and his team, even our XCOM, this Nadeem and others are there. So they basically instigated and tried to make. Also, we are asking, even though we had the XCOM meeting in the Triple IT Allahabad on 13th, and we said this, you should organize you guys with all the institutions in the Lucknow. Just make a proposal. Ask what is the cost is involved. How much we are basically can give the 50% cost, 50 you have to generate. Because costs are not very high. Even though we can give full also, but you should organize, invite them, have some of the fun, some technology sharing, some of the competition, some of this, share each another's good things. And that will be certainly enhancing your know-how, your capability, your personality, all the things in all the corners will be free. So this, they are organizing a very good events. And I thanks this Bhavesh and his team, and also is the SRM GPC also always very active. We had even though this year, our AGM meeting. That's you can see this AGM normally coming outside the Kanpur. Earlier it was only IT Kanpur. Now we are having the different locations in the meeting as well, and also having the annual general meetings. We had your place, and we had the XCOM meeting also twice. So that you can say now it is going every corner. We had the AGM in the Allahabad. We had a secretary committee meetings, all the corners we keep on moving so that we can energize you guys. You can interact with the various big personality of this area, and you can invite for the lectures and other things. They are parallelly having the meeting, and also they can deliver the lectures and other things also happening. Organize some conferences. Also, even though maybe in the future you'll say a big conference will be given to the SRM's GPC, and that will be the one of the another show will be there, which Lucknow will always notice it. So thank you very much for giving me time and to share my views in front of all the peoples, our XCOM members, student members, faculty members, and head of departments of the various institutions. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such great experiences.
Honorable Chief Guest, sir, and a charismatic academic leader, sir, we have taken note of your recommendations that, in Lucknow, what we need to really do, and a collaboration that we should really focus in terms of collaboration. And as a leader, I think you, in certain directives, you have given clear-cut message that how can we work in really inculcating as well as nourishing the leadership skill among the students. So your directives, your support, your recommendations, and your exemplary, the way you conduct your life And as an academician, as a person, I think that's a fortune for anyone who comes in touch with you. So this this institute, as well as other institute of Lucknow, have been fortunate enough to be in touch with you. And all the persons, academicians who have come in contact with you have got benefited. And under your chairmanship, IEEE India also got benefited in a big way, certain radical changes. And IEEE UP section has owed its success to you as a mentor. All of us are working as a soldier. And when we work with you, obviously the leadership skills get honed. So I know it will be a remarkable event in terms of passing on these leadership values to the students. So on behalf of organizing committee, I once again offer a deep sense of gratitude to you, sir, for giving your remarks and clear-cut recommendation in terms of what we really need to follow in time to come. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anchor, now the board.
It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce the motivational speaker for the day, Professor Ashish Kumar Singh, who is currently professor at NIT Allahabad from Department of Electrical Engineering. He graduated from HBTI Kanpur in 1991 with a Bachelor of Technology degree in Electrical Engineering. He then postgraduated from NIT Kurukshetra with a degree of Master of Technology in Control System. Then he completed his PhD degree in the year 2007 from IIT Roorkee in the Department of Electronics and Computer Engineering. He is a senior member at IEEE, life member at ISTE and SSI, and fellow at IE. He has been teaching undergrads and postgrads many courses, which include power system and advanced energy management system. His areas of research include power system, power supply, power quality, e-mobility, renewable energy integration, microgrids, and smart grids. It is so impossible to mention his every single accomplishment because they are a lot. Now, I would like to request to kindly enlighten us with your kind words.
Amber, Anand, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Honorable Ashish sir had joined from one other, means from laptop, so give him permission to share PPT. You can see here, one is Ashish Kumar Singh and another one is Ashish K. Singh. Ashish K. Singh, just see here. Yes. Now we have given. Yes, sir, now we have given you permission. Honorable sir.
Thank you, Dr. Khadim. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are completely audible.
Oh, thank you very much. So sorry for this interruption. Respected Professor Sn Singh sir, I'm really thankful to him for being our mentor for a period more than last 1 decade in the IEEE. Honorable Director sir, who has organized, who has applied for this funding, and his team is successful in getting this funding from IEEE R10. So for this particular team of volunteer under the leadership of Professor Chauhan and Dr. Khadim, they are really have a credit to get the congratulations from on behalf of section and all the volunteers of the section. Please accept my congratulations for this. This particular event, actually, I was not scheduled to appear for this, but last In last, just because of some emergencies, I was instructed by our leader, volunteer leader, Dr. Khadim, to be present and deliver this particular talk. So I had to appear, and I'm here, and I'm thankful to this team that they are giving me this opportunity to express myself. Definitely, I will deliver some contents on this topic about leadership. I will definitely share my experiences, what I have learned from our mentors, from our leaders, especially Professor Sn Singh. And this was a big motivation for me to say yes immediately whenever I got, as soon as I get a call from so thank you, Professor Singh, for being our and teach us these stages of this particular leadership and delivering this and helping our team in all aspects. So I'm allowed to share my slides, Khaji? Yeah, I got it now. Okay. So is it visible to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
Okay.
completely visible.
Great. So,
Yes, sir. Yes.
The topic for today's talk in this event named Membership Development Program and Leadership Training, which is being organized by SRMCEM Lucknow for its volunteers and for the volunteers outside the section. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. So this is all about leadership, and we will discuss several things related to. First, I will start from the IEEE, that how this IEEE is going to be a part of your journey towards the leadership, what we learn when we are associated with the IEEE, and how this leadership skills are going to affect the life of every professional, and what are the traits, what are the do's, what are don't do's, which may lead every volunteer to attain this leadership status. So I will start with this very famous quote of Mary Kay Ash, that there are 3 types of people in this world. Number 1, those who make things happen. Number 2, those who watch things happen. And the third is those who wonder what happened. So it is a question to all of us in which category we fall, and we shall fix our target to reach the category number 1, those who make things happen. So what is leadership? This is the key word for today's talk. So in a single word, if I say, in a set of 3 words, in a single quote, if I say that leadership is influence. Leadership is the ability to obtain followers. This is a famous quote by Mr. George J.C. And there are several definitions of the leadership. Leadership is a chapter which we all study in the syllabus of this CBSE class 11th, 12th. So there are certain definitions which all we have learned from there. Now, next question is where you apply leadership skills. If as IEEE volunteer, I say the IEEE's essence is leadership, right? IEEE indicates for inspire, enable, empower, and engage. Where you can apply these leadership skills? You can apply in your student branch. You can apply in your student branch society chapter. You can apply it at your chapter level. You can apply it at section level. You can, and then from section to council and council to regional level. And there is no limit, and any volunteer has the capacity to reach the global leader position that is called the president. So this all is the opportunity which IEEE provides you. And how does it provide? Because if you explore, you will find that IEEE provides us with educational opportunities, networking opportunities, social opportunities, business opportunities, of course, career opportunities. I'm talking about the career growth and the leadership opportunities. Because every year you are changing your leadership positions in your student branch, chair, vice chair, treasurer, secretary, etc., etc. And more number of society chapters in the student branch, they are giving you more positions, more leadership positions, more opportunities to learn, and more opportunities to explore these opportunities further. If you want to explore more, there is a Center for Leadership Excellence, which you can find it here on this link, that is IEEE-elearning.org. And this is a link for Center for Leadership Excellence, and it gives you enough opportunities to the leadership, to attain leadership excellence to every volunteer. Another opportunity which IEEE provides, that is Volunteer Leadership Training Program, VOLT. This is a very reputed program of IEEE, which is started in 2013. Recently, the dates were over for IEEE, this program for 2022. The dates are open between the window for applying these positions, that is open between 1st June to 30th of July in this year. So this is another opportunity for every volunteer to learn new aspects and new leadership techniques with IEEE. Then there is MGA website, mga.ieee.org, which offers you several volunteership development proposals, and where you can learn several things. This is on the same page as you find here. This was the VOLTE program, and this is Volunteer Development Home. And the last thing which I will explain, that is V-Tools training. And this V-Tools knowledge base is available for every volunteer. They can access it as per their leadership position, right? And any member can go up to this website and they can learn with V-Tools tutorials for organizing different activities, opportunities available for different events across the globe, right? And there are so many things. If you are visiting IEEE website on the regular basis, you can find those things and explore those opportunities for your career growth and leadership skill growth. Well, now I come back to the today's agenda. Today's agenda, as I have been assigned by your leader, Dr. Khadim, that I will have to talk about this leadership. So I will try my best to explain and cover this point. What is leadership? What makes a good leader? What is the difference between leadership versus management? Because sometimes we get confused that these are the two similar things, or they are the two different things. So we will compare them point wise, how they are similar and on what aspects they are different. Then I will try to share with some primary beliefs which a leadership position shall have. They are the established beliefs on the basis of different experiences of the great leaders. And then we will try to summarize today's talk. So when we talk about the concept of leadership, it says that the ability to influence a group of people to accomplish a common goal and to direct the organization or unit in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. That is the basic concept of leadership. And what more is possible with it? That is having a vision for a group that shapes the goals of the group or that unit, like a restaurant branch or section. Then leadership takes the responsibility for capacity improvement of its group so that the goals may be achieved in a more efficient manner. Leadership position takes responsibility to improve groups' structure, working environment, and communication possibilities for more result-oriented goals. And leadership influences all the members of its groups to become focused and productive. And this is the agenda of that leadership which the team follows and the team achieves the success. The role of the team or any member is equally important as the role of the leader. There is a famous saying in management: you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. That is management, right? But if you want the horse to drink, make sure that the horse is thirsty and when to take him to drink water. This is the motivation. And this is leadership, who knows the concept, requirement, and goals for its own team members and motivate them to get the desired results for the team. This, we all know that everybody influences someone. All of us either influenced or we influence them to each other. This is a human nature. Anybody can be influenced by anybody. So in some ways, we all are the leaders in the areas, and we lead those areas for our team. But we never know who or how much we influence. So for that, we need to learn this concept of leadership, that, as I earlier told you, that this leadership is nothing but making someone influenced. So this influence is the skill that can be developed, right? And there is a concept of power triangle, which says that this influence, effective communication, and recognition, they are connected as the three arms of that power triangle. through which we try to influence our followers and attain this status of leadership. So we can give a common concept that leadership is achieved through interaction between leader, follower, and the environment. A leader does not always have to be the boss or the elected leader, but he may be an active leader of the group or someone who reaches out to help another person. And this particular example, if you search someone in your surrounding, in your friend circle, in your circle of your known ones, you will find that there are several such personalities who hold this trait of leadership, and they are always available to support you in the hour of need. They are always available there to solve your problems, or they are always available to help you in achieving your goals. So they all are your leaders. In some ways, they may also be attracted towards you or influenced towards you just because of some of your traits which they are finding useful for this influencing following. And this way, this leader and follower relationship is a mutual relationship. It is a right environment which develops, and right conditions, they are responsible for development of the leadership status in any individual. Who can be the follower? A follower is an individual who follows the ideas, who follows the goals, who follows the tasks of its leader. And by this particular example, we can understand who are the leaders in our professional circle, who are the leaders in their political circles, and in their working domains. I hope this particular example will help you in identifying your leaders if you have not identified them till yet. One very important point which I would like to summarize under this concept of leadership theme, a very important point is, if there are no followers, then there are no leaders. If roles are not understood, the group will not operate effectively. That's why some specific responsibilities are assigned to some persons to just complete them with the help of their teammates, their colleagues. So if we conclude it here as a concept of leadership, we can say that leadership is a combination of a strategy and character. If you must be without one, then you are going to be without a strategy, then you are not going to attain that leadership. If you are not with that character, you are not going to attain that status of leadership. So if you want to become a leader, please develop your strategy and character for achieving something for which you and your team are continuously working. Now, if I do not want to take names here, but if you think about the great leaders of the society, of the world, of your country, of your surrounding, so you will have to summarize what are the characteristics, what are the traits that makes the leaders so great. I'm just asking it for your discussion. If you think on this, what are those traits? Is it intelligence? Just think and try to find down your leaders in your surrounding. Similarly, I will name the other traits and think about that one by one in your surrounding. Is it a charisma? Or a compassion? Or ambition? Or persistence? Or it may be revolutionary spirit. Yes, there may be a trait like ability to bring changes. They are energetic and they are always available for the service to others to help them. This list may provide you either any of the characteristic from this list or a combination of more than one characteristic in any leader. It's just a question to you. Please try to explore this list of traits in your leaders. So, what are the leader characteristics? What I can summarize from my experience, that leader must be inspiring. Leader must be confident. Vision is a very important aspect which we will discuss in the leadership skills. So definitely the leader must be visionary. He must be single-minded in implementing the decisions. He must be charismatic. He must be capable and for bringing the changes, because to bring the change is the hardest thing. And as a human being, we always do not want, or we want to adopt changes very hardly. So leader must be capable of bringing changes. He must be dynamic. If he is unconventional, that is excellent. And definitely he must be a good communicator who is able to reach to each member of his team so that every member is feeling that I'm directly connected to the leader. And definitely this is a big moral boost for every worker of your team, every big or a small teammate of your team. It is a moral booster. And leader must be capable of taking risk for achieving the objectives of the team, achieving the goals of the team. And if you study the biography of several leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and so many others, you will feel that you will definitely find the combination of these traits in their personality. Next is leadership and vision. As I was telling, that this vision is a very important aspect and it must be shared with all the teammates, and it must be available to all the teammates what is the leader's vision. So what happens if you'll find that the conventional leaders, they conceive the vision and convince the followers to adopt it. But exceptional leaders, they try to, or they cultivate the emergence of that vision. That is an organizational vision, a common vision, which is accepted by all the teammates, and they own it. to achieve the targets or goals of that team. And what is the difference between the leader and the teammate here? Actually, the leader can originate the vision, but it is the team members' support, unconditional support to their leader, that helps in achieving the goals and thus discovering the fulfillment of that vision. So leadership and followers, leaders and followers, they are complement to each other. We cannot say the leader is only responsible for achieving the things or the team is responsible for the failure. No, it is the leader who achieves the things with the support of their team. And as I told you that this leader is responsible for bringing the change, and why this, it is difficult to bring the change. It is hard to change, rather we shall say, because we are comfortable with our habits, and our habits keep us from changing or accepting the change. There is a famous quote by Albert Einstein. He says that doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result, is insanity. If we want some different result, we will have to put some different inputs. We will have to put those inputs in some different way. And this change in input will only or may only bring the change in the output, otherwise not. So if we add it with the vision of the leader, we can say that the visionary leaders, they are always willing to change the things from a new perspective. They convince their team to see that change, which is going to bring by through their vision, and convince the team to adopt that vision for bringing that change. Otherwise, it is very difficult to bring the change, which is difficult, which is really a hard thing. Then there is a vision. As I told you, this is a shared vision between the team and the leader. So what happens next? For with the promotion of this shared vision, there are certain critical actions to be taken. What are those actions? Those actions may be, number one, facilitate and encourage dialogue with the team members, within the team and outside the team, because it is the leader's responsibility that the word outside the team shall accept and appreciate the performance of the team. In this way, he must encourage the dialogue within and outside the team. And it is the leader whose actions can only set an example, and he can articulate and communicate the vision with some passion. He can be considerate, encourage their followers towards that shared vision. And it is only he who is responsible, or who he can do, he can convert that shared vision into actionable tasks. Here is not the end of the responsibility of the leader. After converting that vision into the actionable task, it is he who is responsible for providing a structure and enabling its followers to succeed and influence the culture or the community to embrace those changes and which we are going to achieve through that shared vision. So these are the critical actions which a leader is responsible for promoting the shared vision. Now, so this is the magic of the leader's vision. And what is the magic of leader's vision? His vision sees what must be tomorrow, beyond today, right? We must be inspired by that vision. It is his magic which makes this vision and shows it or convinces us with clarity, because this vision must be accepted as a worthy commitment of the leader. And it is the team who must come with the supportive actions to fulfill that magic of the leader's vision. And what is the right vision? The right vision attracts commitments and energizes people, team members, of course. The right vision creates meaning for the follower. It establishes a standard of excellence in the performance, and the right vision bridges today and tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, or the coming years when the next generation is going to take the benefit of those changes. And this is the right vision, which definitely is the magic of leader's vision. Now comes the factors of leadership. The four major parts of these, we have four major factors of the leadership are follower, leader, the communication between them, and definitely the final is situations or the environment of functioning. These are the four factors which are important. So for the follower, it is the responsibility of the leader to know his teammates. Different people require different sort of leadership. So he must persuade the team members and try to give that required leadership requirement of that leadership to that teammate. And what is the requirement for the leader here? We all know that human nature is different for every individual. It is very difficult. You may find the persons of two similar natures. So leader must be capable of understanding the needs, emotions, and the required motivation for each and every teammate. Second is leader. As a leader, you must be capable of understanding very honestly that who you are, what you know, and most importantly, what you can do. Followers, not the leader, they determine the leader is successful or not. It is not the leader who determines that I am successful. No, your followers determine and they decide to accept your leadership. So please try to get aligned the requirements, thinking, expectations, or influence, if you can, of your teammates. To be successful, you have to convince your followers that you are worthy of being followed and I am the competent leader for your following. Then next factor comes the communication. Definitely the most successful sort of communication is a two-way communication. And a leader must provide the opportunity to its followers to adopt this two-way communication facility and its availability. Because what and how you communicate, this can make or break your relationship with your followers, in the community, in your IEEE student branch, or in the society or community. So this is an advice to respect all of these factors of leadership by every individual as its role of a leader in their typical unit, either a student branch or your institution or your community or your society, etc., etc. Then comes the situation. That is the fourth factor, which I'm going to discuss. Please use your judgment to decide the course of action and leadership style for different situations. Because one size does not fit all. Please do not forget this. So please try to prepare yourself for different situations and act accordingly to handle those situations as a leader. Next is what good leaders don't do. Please do remember that the good leaders do not compete with their own teammates. They do not consider their teammates as a lousy team. They always trust their team. Good leaders do not place popularity ahead of the effectiveness. They always emphasize on the effectiveness of the decisions, effectiveness of the team's performance before their popularity. Good leaders always sacrifice the means for the end. They create a future that enables the self-preservation. So that is the responsibility, which is the cost of the leadership. It is the leader who always sacrifices the team to prove a point. So if you want to be a good leader for your team, please take this challenge and have a great vision or a very clear vision to differentiate between what to do and what not to do. If you refer the history, you will find the examples of the several big leaders who failed. Why? They failed because of they were intimidating, they were cold and arrogant, their supporters or followers found them untrustworthy. On some issues, they were self-centered. They were not good performance. Their performance was poor. And they were unable to delegate anything to their followers or their teammates. Why? Because they lack that relationship skills, how to deal with their team, how to deal with their followers or other members. So please keep those things in your mind. What you are not required to do, or you shall get rid of those traits if you want to be a good leader, and if you want to develop yourself a good leader in future. Now there is a confusion between these two terms, leadership and management. Yes, they are different. As I told you with that example earlier, but again with the help of some definition or one definition, I can differentiate, or I will try to differentiate. First, what is management? The management is defined as the act or art of conducting or supervising of something. That is management. And Webster Dictionary defines it as judicious use of means to accomplish a task up to the end. And the role of the good manager is planning and budgeting, organizing and well staffing to complete that task. And how this leadership is different from management? Leadership is to develop the capacity to guide on a way, to direct the team to achieve the success in a course or in a direction, to direct the operations with continuous supervision, with different activities, supporting activities by proper involvement, and achieving the performance with the help of teammates. So, what leaders do? They set a direction, they motivate, and they inspire towards achieving the targets. So this is the difference in definitions or in a set of words. I'm just sharing this for your understanding. You can definitely find n number of comparison in tabular forms. If you simply search it on the Google, compare leadership and management, leadership versus management, etc., etc. So I request you to make it comparison, yes, and then make yourself convinced, yes, this leadership and management, they are not the similar things. Definitely they are something different in these two words. And what we are talking about, that is the leadership, not the management. These are the 5 levels of leadership. You can simply get them arranged in this particular order of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is the position. Number 2 is the permission. Third is the production. Fourth is pupil development. And 5 is the personhood. So we will start from the number 1, that is position. Position is entry level of leadership. Okay. In this particular type of leadership, in this particular level of leadership, the influence is gained by the title only. So what happens? For example, people who stay at this level 1, that is position, they get into some territorial rights or rights due to some protocol, or just because of some traditional and organization chart developed by the community. And they try to control by authority of position only. But we must understand that the real leadership is more than the authority. It is what? Real leadership. Real leadership is being the person or an influencer to whom the followers can follow confidently, not just because of the position only, right? So this is the position 1. What are the pros and cons for this particular level of leadership? We have just discussed. Second is permission. This is the foundation of leadership, to getting people to work for you when they are not obligated to do so, right? So this is the second level of leadership, in which your followers do not care how much they know you, until they know how much you care for your team or your followers. And this particular level clearly is the example of that the leadership begins with the heart, not the head. And the people who are unable to build solid and lasting relationships are unable to sustain the, you can say, that is effective leadership. Okay. So this is the second level of leadership, that is permission. Level 3 is the production. And this is also called the result level of the leadership. So what happens in this? In this particular level, the results start producing. So how the things start? Things are beginning to happen just because the morale is high after the second level, and goals are being realized after the level 1 and level 2. So everything at this particular level is result oriented, and definitely the results are the main means for the activity of the team. And yes, these are the results which govern our efforts or the team's efforts with the togetherness of the team to accomplish a common purpose. So this is the level 3. Then comes the level 4, that is pupil development. This particular level indicates the loyalty level. A leader is great, not because of his own power, but because of his ability to empower others. Yes, if you find in your surrounding, if you search in your surrounding, you will find persons who are in the level of this level 4, to whom their followers are loyal. Yes, but this particular level 4 gives an opportunity to achieve success with the successors. What happens? Success without a successor is also a failure. So, how this loyalty appears? Loyalty to the leader or my leader, it reaches its highest peak when the follower has personally grown through his mentorship, with direct mentorship or indirect mentorship, right? But he is connected to his leader through his loyalty. Now, if we compare this level 2, level 3, and level 4, what we can differentiate? That at level 2, the follower loves the leader. That's why he respects the permission. At level 3, the follower admires the leader and follows him towards achieving the desired, towards the production of desired results. But at level 4, the follower is loyal to the leader. So this is the difference between this level 2, 3, and 4. These are the 3 levels which we can easily see in our surrounding, and we can find these traits or these levels in our society or in surrounding or in different professional and personal levels, relationships. Last, that is the final level of leadership, is personhood. What comes in this? It covers that only a lifetime of proven leadership allows us to attain level 5 and reap the rewards that are eternally satisfied. So there are certain leaders who have attained this particular status, such as our past president, Mr. Abdul Kalam. In their personal capacity, they are the well-accepted leaders, and everybody wants to follow him in achieving those success or his advices towards achieving that success. I hope you are convinced with these 5 levels of leaderships which I have described. You can add some more examples at every level of this leadership, right from 1 to 5, and you can explain it to your teammates or your friends to motivate them towards achieving this leadership skill. So if we compare these levels, I just want to summarize these 5 levels of leadership. So what is there in leader level 1? Level 1 says rights. Yes, leader is having certain positions and he is having certain rights. People follow because they have to follow him, right? Number 2, permission. The basis of leadership is relationships. People follow because they want to follow. Level 3, what is the motivating factor for at this level? That is results. means production of new objectives or results. People follow because of what you have done for the current organization or your unit or your society or your team. That's why they are following you, just because of achievements of those results. Then comes the level 4, that is people development. And here comes a process of reproduction. People follow because they are loyal to you, and they follow you because they are feeling safe and satisfied in your leadership, and they are very much obliged with what you have done for them. Then the final level is the personhood, that is some sort of respect. And the people follow you because who you are and what you represent. So this is a total summary. I hope I'm successful in explaining all these 5 levels for your understanding. And definitely, if you are able to understand this, you will disseminate this understanding about these 5 levels of leadership in your peer group and help them in attaining up to any of these levels, and then help them in achieving the higher levels. Because higher you go, the longer it takes. But higher you go, the commitments are also higher. Right? And definitely, if you are at level 4 or 5, it becomes easier for you to lead your team. And you are a strength towards the growth of the team. Right? But it is the responsibility of every leader that whatever level he or she achieves, they shall never think of leaving the grassroots level. You are required to be with your team on their level. And whatever level you have achieved in your personal leadership capacity, but it is your responsibility to be available with your team at their required level. To remain an effective leader, you must take the other influencers in the group with you. It shall not be a single leadership thing. You shall try to develop as possible more number of leaders in your team so that your team is growing. They learn to grow and they produce the results in different directions of growth. So I think now this is enough for this level of leadership. Now I will definitely like to move with some leadership beliefs which are being developed on the basis of past experiences of the leaders. I will just move faster. The very first belief is that being responsible, if you are given some responsibility and you act according to that responsibility, it means it may make some people angry or uncomfortable. So definitely you will have to accept that, because responsibility to welfare of the group is more important than the welfare of a single individual. It is your responsibility as a leader to get everyone to like you. but that is not possible actually. So if you are trying to make happy everyone in your team, then what is the outcome? That will, you cannot take tough decisions. You may feel confrontations. Definitely, either you take tough decisions or you take very comfortable decisions. If you are a leader, you may have to face certain confrontations, and you must be capable of dealing with those with a single-handed objective of the success of the team. Second belief is that you shall not run away from the problems of your teammate. Because the day people stop bringing you their problems, that is the day you will not enjoy that belief of your teammates in you, and that may be a turning point for your leadership status. That is a clear indication that either they have lost confidence that you can help them, or they have concluded that you don't care about them. So both of these positions, they are leadership failure. Please be attentive in that case. The real leaders, they create an environment where problem analysis shall be handled on priority, rather than blaming on others, he is responsible or someone else is responsible for this. No, try to handle the situation immediately. Do continuous care about your teammates and keep on handling their problems as your personal problems or their own your own problems. Third, the third belief is don't be dazzled by the experts. Who is the expert? An expert is a person who has made all the mistakes that can be made in a very narrow field. He knows by this means you are not going to get success, by this means you are not going to get success. But it is a leader, if he has a capability of taking the risk, he will definitely attempt for the success. And it is not the expert who is always successful. It is the risk taker who sometimes get a enjoyment of success. So please be careful in selecting the people in your team. Experts possess more data than the judgment, right? So if you want to go with that data mining stream, you can have them, but for leadership, it doesn't work. Because the real leaders, they are vigilant and combative, right? So please understand this. And this is the belief which is based on certain experiences. And next belief, you may take it as don't be afraid to challenge the professionals, experts, even in their own backyard. Please take help of those professionals who are competent enough, observe them, seek them out as mentors and partners, so that your skills are also continuously brushed up. And just to make your skills more fine and more effective, be in their company. Never neglect details. Try to get the detail of each and every event. Be careful in understanding that it is the leader who is not the chief organizer. Rather, he shall be the chief disorganizer. right? He must try to handle the situation or simulate the situations with every option, and he shall be ready to face the outcomes, and he shall try to convince his team for follow his advices or simulate, we call this simulation also, simulate those situations before finalizing or organizing anything. Next is, one other belief is keep looking below for surface appearances. It is you who can come to the ground, face the things, and you cannot say, I cannot do this because I do not like it. No. Leadership is not liking of the leaders. Leadership is getting the results for the teammates. So be ready to face the surface situations or ground level problems every time. Very important point is, next point is, the organizations does not really accomplish anything. Also, the plans, they do not accomplish anything. Theories of management, they are simply tools. They do not matter much. It is the endeavors of the teammates, of the people involved, which matter, right? So please have belief in your team members. That is a leadership trait. Please trust your teammates, because the leadership is a brain-based economy, and your best assets are your team members. You handle them carefully as per their abilities and as per the situation required. So there are so many beliefs. If you we can discuss them in a different things, or you can also find them in different books, or like leadership position is a lonely thing. What happens at the end? It is the leader who is always busy with the things, and the enjoyment is definitely, or the breathable times, their slots are available for the teammates. They can breathe in a task, but it is a leader who is continuously thinking, lonely or with some trusted members, for what to do next. Okay, so this is the leadership belief which I want to, these are few beliefs which I want to share with you. Next is the price of leadership. The price of leadership is deeply personal. You can understand with the example of Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, or like Jesus Christ, or some other leaders, successful or unsuccessful. The price of leadership is to be paid by leader only, and it is always personal. It is not to be paid by your teammates. Reason is, the people do not like to see their leaders as human beings. There is a human side, and that is the unseen side. You cannot predict that. So we need to accept that a leader must give up the things, his likings, dislikings, for going up for the benefit of their team, for the benefit of society to whom it is leading, or any country or community. So we can finalize, or you can also conclude that the price of leadership is always sacrifice. And there is a quote which says that if you are a leader, be willing to invest in somebody else's dream before pursuing your own. And yes, this is leadership. It doesn't matter how much busy you are, what are your circumstances, in what position you are. It is your responsibility to stand up at the requirement of your teammates, of your followers, and fulfill those things, right? And true leaders really do this. And what they pay, sometimes they pay the cost of their life, sometimes they pay the cost of their family welfare, sometimes they pay the cost of their professional welfare, and they have to lose certain things as a price of this leadership. Now, I will definitely try to discuss some leadership misconceptions with you. These misconceptions are: leaders are born, not made. No. Everybody has a capability to develop himself as a leader. But you must be ready to put those efforts. You must be ready to pay those prices of the leadership. Second misconception is leadership comes from positions in the group. No. A position is simply to facilitate the team for the welfare of the team. It is not the position who is motivating. Every member of the team, he can be a leader. You can see in your surrounding, in your small friends group, or in your class group, or in your student branch, that everybody in the group gives some suggestions, and most of the time, the team implements those suggestions if they are accepted. So the third point is related. The third misconception is also related, that it is the leader make all decisions for the group. No, it is related to two, and the 2 and 3 are related. Every member can give suggestions, and accordingly the decisions can be taken. Misconception is all leaders are popular and charismatic. No. In history, we have seen several unpopular and unsuccessful leaders. Leadership is power. No. Leadership is a responsibility. It is the leadership who brings power for your teammates. Their belief in you, their loyalty in you comes with this responsibility of the leader. And finally, which I told earlier, leadership versus management. Leadership is not the management. Management is certain set of rules to follow in managing the things. But leadership is much, much ahead of that, right? Leadership is associated with the results, associated with the well-being, associated with the fulfillment of the objectives of the team, of the organization, as well as of the individual members. So in this way, leadership is not the management. It is much more than that. So I will like to summarize it here as we are all leaders. Leaders need to know themselves. The best leaders try to develop multiple leaders in their team. They help them in development of the leadership skills in them, and they empower others to lead. Of course, leader must be clear in achieving his objectives. He must be clear in his vision, not the individual vision, the vision for the team. And finally, the leaders are compelled by the future, right? It is of course, the future decides how much they are successful, and they must have a vision of betterment and must find ways to share this betterment with others. So this is all about the leadership. I hope I must be able to give some sensitization towards this particular topic, which has been assigned to me by your team leader. So if you have any questions regarding this, I'm ready to take them.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ashish Kumar Singh, sir. And I think you have delivered a lecture on the leadership skills in very detail. And now I would like to invite our Honorable Director, Professor Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, sir, for giving his concluding remark. Honorable Director, sir.
So no questions?
Yes. If anyone having question, then you can raise hand. I think Honorable Director, sir. Okay. So, and
Dr. Khadim, I would, before concluding the things, I would, yes, Anil Kumar has raised hand.
give permission to Anil. Give permission to Anil Kumar. And yes, now Anil, yes, now you can ask question. Professor Anil.
Ji Anil ji, please.
Yeah. So, thank you, sir. Yes,
Sir, you are not audible. Can you write it here, please?
Amber.
You
Amber.
can take question from him.
Amber.
Yes, sir.
Amber, give permission to director, sir, because director, sir, is not co-host right now. Please.
Okay, sir. Point for the misconception of leadership.
I think Professor Anil is not completely audible. So if you are listening me, now we have another question from our IIC resident, Professor Bhaskar Pandey. So anchor, please, Amber, please give permission to Bhaskar Pandey, sir. And if anyone have any question, then they can raise hand. Make Bhaskar Pandey, sir. Amber, please.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Ashish, sir, I'm audible.
Yeah, you please. You are audible. Please go ahead.
Sir, actually, I'm getting addicted of your presentations because last time I remember you so much with clarity. You had discussed about conservation and the concept of conservation and how efficiency aspect was different.
Yeah.
And it was too crystal clear
Yes,
that
energy
time.
conservation.
And today also in the leadership, I'm not remembering any of the presentations I ever had. So with so clarity and every point is so clear that nothing is ambiguous. And sir, I'm thankful for this presentation. And I think the idea you have shared and the way you shared is too clear. Thank you very much, sir. It's just means I should not say appreciation word for you, but I'm having a gratitude and regard for you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this your kind words. And let me share you that for all this presentation, this responsibility, the appreciation shall be given to Dr. Khadim only.
Yes.
No, sir, it's my pleasure, it's my great pleasure. But actually, yesterday when our honorable speaker was ill, so at that time, today I went to honorable director sir, and I asked honorable director sir, you can read this email. What should I do? Then immediately honorable director sir tell me, Ashish Kumar Singh sir will be there, and you can request. So I informed him to director sir, I have already requested and sir is agreed. So honorable director sir, now it is over to you, please.
I think
Sir, honorable director, sir, your voice is breaking. Sir, your voice is breaking.
Bhaskar Pandey, the feeling of overwhelmed, or I think okay, some connectivity issue. I'm just audible.
Sir, you have connectivity issue.
I'm rejoining. I'm just kindly allow me to rejoin.
Okay, sir. Okay. So our honorable director sir is facing a connectivity issue, but Ashish Kumar Singh sir, but I must say today we have understood if you have leadership skills, and if you have leadership skills, then you can change. And yes, Amber, kindly make co-host to honorable director sir.
Yes, sir, can speak.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ambar. In fact, all of us are overwhelmed because I think the kind of deliberation, like I have been also a avid reader. I read books a lot. I've read many books by even Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So, when this program was going on, I was captivated, though I had commitments as usual. But then I couldn't, and I have been fortunate enough to listen to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam also. So this thought came to my mind, honestly, and it's not an overstatement, it's an honest feeling, and I know all of us will empathize with that. That the clarity of his, deliberation, the simplification of leadership, the way sir put it, we all agree with the statement of Professor Bhaskar Pandey, that, he simplified everything so well and made it so simple. Hindi mein kehte hain gagar mein sagar bharna. Or I think if this presentation, I'm sure Dr. Khadim will share the presentation in link also. But at the same time, I request sir, what sir said as life skills, that what are the leadership, beliefs. So that was not in the text, but he was explaining again, and everything was so well elaborated that it becomes a Bible. That when you really want to learn and go back, if you have any doubt, then I think this is a document, and as well as a resource where you can always fall back to clear your doubts. Am I audible, Dr. Khadim?
Yes, sir. You are completely audible.
Oh, fine. So I think all of us are really fortunate. Particularly, I feel so happy, not only for my peers, and I saw the couple of HODs were also there. Many of them, Dr. Santosh Trivedi, Dr. Ali, and Dr. Radhesham, consistently all along, many of them. I think this is a very important document, and I really deeply appreciate the effort of the organizing committee for having requested, sir. I think God is very kind that sir really elaborated so well, and I think since all of us are holding responsibilities and we have roles and accountabilities in whatever field we have been working in past, I think this document and this deliberation will be a sort of an anchor to all of us to really go back. And those who have been working in these positions, they must really, they can deeply connect with what sir has said. And I think sir presentation was honest because sir has been an exceptional leader. If today the chief guest was acknowledging the, the dynamism and the inspirational growth and radical change, then sir is at the core of it. He has been self-effacing in terms of achievement, but I will be failing in my duty when I see that in this cluster, if the activities are happening, then it is sir is the epitome of that as a leader, because that is why his presentation reflects all that. I've said it, and in a personal note.
Thank you. Or please.
Ignition point from where it started. At the same time, so let me say this, because otherwise I think I will not be doing, because I personally believe, sir has elaborated so well, but I personally believe, and sir also mentioned it, that a leader is also a great follower. Leader is a man of character. Leader is a man of character, because I think values always make you stand out in term. Then the position becomes immaterial, and you really have faith of those regardless of position. And the chief guest, sir, Professor Sn Singh, sir, I know Professor Sn Singh, sir, the audience may not be aware, he's such a busy person like sir. Professor Ashish Kumar Singh, sir, he is also chairman of UPCST. He's a director of the institute. He's a professor. All these things are going parallel. DST, sir, this despite his hectic schedule, he's supported, and that is how the leaders really keep supporting. I know we have gone over time, and but one thing that Satish Dhawan stories, I really request the organizing committee to really mention of that, because Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam used to give it as a great example, that leaders always are willing to accept the failures, and when it comes to the credit, they never fail to acknowledge that. Dr. Khadim Singh, because I personally believe that Professor Dr. Khadim or Professor Rafi Kamer, if they have not been there, this growth has not been the part. Sir is the germinating point. Sir was the anchor, mooting point. But these two individuals really formed a team in their own way. You become a face, but they were the instrumental. Like Dr. Khadim, the way he involved Dr. Indu Prabha as a peer, and Dr. Sandhya Srivastav with an exceptional level of commitment, the way, though she's a working woman, but I know behind the scene they have been working extraordinarily well. And now Ambar Mishra is coming out, Rishika Pandey is coming out, and through them, I really congratulate this organizing committee, the way they are really going ahead. Same holds true in different departments also. And at the same time, I feel the different HODs, they are really responding. That is also great. So, sir, I really feel that whenever we have to look on the leadership, your document will always be this point of reference, and you have always been a support like a as a true leader in our sense. When we talk about IEEE SRMCEM or IEEE BBD and ITM, or I would say Lucknow in a region, and the kind of exceptional growth your chairmanship really gave it. You have always been self-effacing, but I think a leader always carry this value of abhar, a sense of gratitude to his teammates, to his peers, and to his so-called, those who are a part of the team members. So as a team member of IEEE UP section, I also offer that sense, because your chairmanship was the turning point, and you kept supporting even in follow-up. And that is why IEEE is really prospering well. And of course, you also acknowledge the mentorship of our mentor, Professor Sn Singh, sir. So it's definitely, I would say, it's a joy, sheer joy, and a elation, a bliss to have you as a mentor, as a senior in this IEEE community or in this academic community. So I really congratulate once again and salute this IEEE organizing committee, in particular Dr. Khadim Moin Siddiqui, for his. I really appreciate, and I feel inspired when I see Dr. Khadim, that even if you give him a big challenge, if you push him hard, if you really criticize him like anything, he comes out in a bigger way. So this value and this charisma to always bounce back, because I've seen him for last almost more than 3 years, 3 to 4 years, he always bounced back with a more commitment and glee, and the kind of international linkage that he enjoys, the kind of commitment that he enjoys, I think it's a joy to be in his company. So I think a good person, I won't call it a leader. I never consider leadership. I truly believe in what Professor Ashish sir. And if you keep that future intact, future goal intact, you always feel kick. You always feel motivation because the vision is clear where you really want to go. And you keep sense. You always feel a sense of gratitude toward those who are making a difference there. And at the same time, I would also say what sir was saying in a different capacity, that a person who is at the helm of affair also should very well know how to delegate, how to really allocate. I know sir has given it in a different sense. So I think it's a Bible for us, and I feel overwhelmed. And I think this is you cannot start a program better than this. Sir, this will always be a reference manual for us, even in coming years. And for me, whatever life skill books I have read, I think this is one of the best document and one of the best presentation I have really attended. Recently also, I listened to a presentation by Professor Bhaskar Pandey. I think this week is great and amazing for me. Our ISC president is also very much there along with the different. He's also a person who talks straight from the heart, and of course making a change as a part of the team. So hats off to this event.
Honorable Director, sir. Honorable Director, sir, I also want to one thing. Not from the actually you are chair of IEEE MD, IEEE UP section. So I want to inform you today 5 colleges teams are working in this program. JSS Noida, PSIT Kanpur, Tulaz, BVD, NIIT, and SRMCM. And also MNIT volunteers. So 6 teams are working behind this. That's why we are able to organize this kind of program in the effective way.
That's really great. Salute to all these institute, and to you and to Dr. Sandhya and all your team members through you, because whether it's a proposal, putting it in R10 or so, you have been exceptional, and your commitment has been a great service to the IEEE at large, and the way you are really nurturing these values of technology for the humanity. A great salute to you and your team, and I'm sure you will keep creating benchmark under the patronage and mentorship of such a charismatic academic leader like Professor Sn Singh sir and Professor Ashish Kumar Singh sir or Professor Satish Singh sir. Because I think our life definitely in terms of responsibility, in terms of achieving certain goals which are very important for the growth of technology community at large, I think we have miles to go. So I know we have gone overboard, but I think that this program richly deserves that. And congratulations to the great start.
Thank you so much, sir. And sir, I also want one thing. Just I have received email from Dr. Robbie Simpson, and he is the speaker of tomorrow's event. And he is going to speak on the career growth via standards. So tomorrow he will join us. So
yes.
So all the participants, we have sent the feedback form in your email ID today, because we have disabled chat initially. But I think our IIC president, Professor Bhaskar Pandey, again want to speak one thing. Yes, you are welcome.
Sir, I want to add one thing with permission of Ashish sir and director sir. If it is possible, can we put this whole recording on the national repository, which is through the IIC, which we have to do? Because then it will be available all over India.
Bhaskar sir, IIC, this program we already have collaborated with IIC. So you have means you have full authorization. You can do.
Definitely, because we want our nation to get imbibed with this such kind of thought process and leadership, mentorship, mentoring kind of thing. I think this is that kind of a standard the whole nation should just get into it. So
No,
that's why I want that.
that's truly, that's
Thank you.
that's
Thank you
truly.
so much.
And I
Now,
offer a deep sense of gratitude to all the attendees. I think all of us are really fortunate. So I really convey greetings to being so available and being so fortunate to really attend to this. I think this is the best reference I honestly ever listened to in terms of leadership.
Sir, I will try my best to share this document with you, because at this stage, it was a very short period to prepare this. So proper referencing was not there. So I will try to put the proper references for the material collected and everything. So because Khadim gave me simply 5-6 hours to prepare this, right?
That is very straight from the heart. That is straight from the heart. That's why we
I
connect.
can do that and share this document. Definitely, I'd love to share it with my IEEE volunteers and other colleagues, if it is going to be useful for them. Because I have not created this. I have simply collected the material from different references. So definitely this must reach to everyone. But give me some time. As soon as I'm going to get it ready with the proper referencing, it will be a more better document to be shared with all. Otherwise, there may be certain IPR issues and they may come in future. Okay, I will definitely share it with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
And
you.
now, with the permission of Honorable Director, sir, we want to go further for this program. So now,
Please, kindly go ahead.
Now, Anchor, it is over to you.
Thank you, sir, for the words of your wisdom. It is a well-known proverb that actions speak louder than words. With the leader like Professor Sn Singh, sir, and Professor Ashish Kumar Singh, sir, the proverb seems to do justice. Now, I would like to request HOD of Electrical Department, Dr. Khadim Siddiqui, sir, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anchor of the program. So now I'm going to propose vote of thanks. Good evening, everyone. Today, we have some of the great professional leaders and teachers of the country in this inaugural session, especially including our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Sn Singh, Chair, past IEEE India Council, Advisor IEEE UP Section, Director IIITM Gwalior, Professor Ashish Kumar Singh, immediate past Chairman IEEE UP Section, HODE MNNIT Allahabad, Professor Satish Kumar Singh, Chairman IEEE UP Section, and Professor Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, Director SRMCEM Lucknow. It is a matter of great privilege for me to give vote of thanks in this inaugural session of 1 week program, membership development program and leadership training sponsored by IEEE Region 10. First of all, my sincere thanks and deep gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Sn Singh, who has accepted our invitation gladly and given his precious time in this inaugural session of the event. Honorable Sir, your blessings and gracious presence has motivated us a lot, and hopefully due to this inspiration, we will achieve outcomes of the program. I will not hesitate to say that you are the brightest star of the IEEE UP section, and from starting to till date, always you have motivated, encouraged us to work for the betterment of society in large. Again, thank you so much, Honorable Sir. Now, my sincere thanks with deep gratitude to Honorable Speaker, Professor Ashish Kumar Singh, immediate past Chairman IEEE UP section and HODE Department MNNIT Prayagraj. And also, sir, you are influencing inspirational leader who has given his valuable time in this inaugural session and always motivated us to participate in this kind of programs with his support and cooperation. Indeed, your lecture on leadership skills is highly useful for us. I must acknowledge from this platform, due to your firm support, we are able to organize this kind of program successfully. Thank you so much, Honorable Sir. Now, my sincere thanks and deep gratitude to Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Satish Kumar Singh, Chairman IEEE UP section, for always supporting us. He could not join us today due to his parallel meeting. Thank you so much, Honorable Sir. Further, my sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, Honorable Director, SRMCM Lucknow. Honorable Sir, your untiring efforts, constructive guidance, and encouragement are with us. The IEEE SRMCM and Department of Electrical Engineering acknowledge from this platform we can never organize this kind of program without your continuous support and guidance. Thank you so much, Honorable Sir. I also would like to thank to different department HODs of SRMCM for supporting us to organize this kind of program successfully. Now, thanks all faculty participants, student participants for joining the program. Hopefully, this program will be benefited to you all, and surely we will attain the outcome of this program. Lastly, thanks IEEE Membership Development Committee, IEEE UP section, such as Ambar Mishra, Rishika Pandey, Anant Verma, Kamal Bajpayee, Ankit Gupta, Ummehani Fatma, Anuj Kumar Saroj, Pirno Ras Tiwari, etc., and all volunteers from all over the UP section for your diligence to conduct the program. Thank you so much, all volunteers, for the successful organization of this program. Tomorrow, we have another program from 7 p.m. onwards. Kindly join us on time. Again, thank you so much all. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.